The text for this video was taken from a chapter of my science fiction novel, The Snapdragon Code by Jude Dupérat-Duville, now offered on Amazon Books. Please watch and enjoy a selected portion of the story. So once again, Adam managed to convince Stan and Evie to let him accompany them to the big city, along with Bea, who had never seen the Big Apple as yet. Surprisingly, Bentley, Stan's butler, happily agreed to watch over Pine Lake and its possessions while they were in New York. However, he did not come by himself. He asked a lady friend who worked at one of the exclusive shops in Stan's building to take a week off and explore the sights and sounds of the North Country with him. Bea was so excited to be invited that she had her suitcase packed 3 days before they were scheduled to fly out. Within minutes of their landing on top of Stan's building and walking into the penthouse, she was asking for a glass of brandy, no less.
"I'm having heart palpitations," Bea says.
As one of the maids hands her a crystal brandy snifter. The whole thing must have been too much for Bea, because it took a while before she finally returned to being her gregarious self. For the first couple of hours in that palatial space, Bea's eyes were wide open, but her mouth was closed up tight. Stan continued to meet with his capos during the week, some privately and some together in small groups. Neither Evie nor Bea had any idea what was being discussed at these closed-door meetings downstairs in his offices, nor would they have ever believed what was being said. She considered herself human, of course, but these people did not. That term carried a pejorative connotation for them. For years, Stan's group had worked on what they referred to as the Great Leap towards Robition or robotic volition. This would certainly be a brave new world, modeled after their old. The men who visited Stan at these workshops laughingly referred to their plans as the Great Double Cross. That is certainly what it was going to be for the people on this planet. Actually, the final solution they had been working on for the last few decades was quite ingenious. They had learned that by ratcheting up frequencies with signal boosters, tiny nano-sized bubbles would develop within a human's bloodstream. These same higher frequencies also achieved electroporation of human cells. As a result, tiny bubles that mimic the behavior of viruses could enter human cells through electroporation, wreaking all kinds of havoc. It's the problem-solution paradigm model they have always followed. Genetic therapies promised to keep the viruses at bay, while the newly sequenced genetic codes imprint the prophesied mark of the beast on the people. It wasn't as if everyone would then die of the same thing at the same time. Things would progress in waves, like what happens with an on and off switch. That was the genius of the con. Let's face it, humanity was just too gullible and manpower just too costly. The people of Eden had betrayed the Council had betrayed Stan, and now Stan would betray them both. When the plan was originally announced, insurance executives vowed they would not be left holding the bag for the extra payouts for illness and death. Stan met with the CEOs of several of the larger companies on the same day that Evie and Bea were out shopping for bridal gowns. It seemed the twisted fate of their lives could not have become more convoluted. Evie wanted a few years of human happiness, while Stan wanted centuries of human control. So, after negotiating, it was agreed that part of the enormous pharmaceutical profits would be funneled back to the insurance companies.
I told you guys 2 years ago that once the statistics began to affect your bottom line, we would take care of you, did I not? Your compensation will be structured in several ways, including governmental support, tax write-offs, and if and when mergers have to take place, you will all be rewarded beyond any of your expectations. Do I have your cooperation?
Stan asks while quite certain they would agree. They knew better not to.
Good. Then I'll expect you all at my table tonight for dinner. You'll have the opportunity to meet my beautiful fiancée at the same time.
Stan says as he ushers them from the conference room to the large reception room right next door. Pretty attendants from Satin Corporation were waiting there with appetizers and cocktails and sultry, sexy voices, female and male. Later on, when Stan found out that a few insurance executives who knew what was being planned, as well as certain people in government, had begun taking out insurance policies on certain populations, he blew his top. He actually took the time to make personal phone calls to each of them and ended each call by saying,
You had better damn well pray that none of this gets out to the public, because if it does, your time on this planet will be cut short and your qubits jettisoned out to a black hole somewhere. That's a promise and not a threat. I want these transactions reversed before you take your next piss.
Stan and his close followers understood that their goal was first to turn humans into robots and second to turn robots into humanoids. This brave new world would begin with the promise of neuronal implants that would connect you to universal information, thereby making you superhuman. In addition, robots augmented with artificial intelligence as well as gymnastic-like agility would do the physical work. Without fanfare, these kinds of amazing androids were actually already being manufactured by other agile androids. It was planned that this technology would be slowly introduced to the masses in clever videos that had been kept under wraps for quite some time. Now that whole populations would be culled, these composite humans waited in the wings to pick up the slack for the reset. For the elites, things were progressing on schedule. Now that CERN's upgrade had been completed, more loyalists from Eden would soon be crossing over. Humanity's time here on this planet would be cut short. It was just a matter of the right viral frequencies. By the end of that week, Evie had picked out her wedding dress. Bee and Evie had chosen new paint colors for their bedrooms in the penthouse, along with new drapes, comforters, and accent rugs. Bee had taught the chef one of her old family recipes, and in turn he had taught her some new ways to prepare appetizers. It was past 9 o'clock on Friday night, and Adam had a special request for Bee and Evie.
Can I stay up late tonight with Stan? He's asked me if I would spend some time with him tonight. He wants to show me his game room, down on the lower floor, you know, the place called the cellar on the elevator buttons.
Adam asks the two ladies, now lounging in front of the TV in the bedroom sitting area.
Where is he?
He's downstairs in his office. Do you want me to go and get him?
No, let's go down together. I want to talk to him anyways. B, I'll be right back in a few minutes.
The wide main hallway leading to Stan's offices looked even more striking at night when the torchieres held by the life-size figures were dimmed, making them look like golden Egyptian statues. Eve knocked on the door before entering and was happy to see Stan's usual big smile when he opened the door.
You look a little tired tonight, Stan. Why don't you just finish up here and come right upstairs with us tonight?
I'll come up in a little while, Evie. I thought I'd take Adam downstairs and show him the game area in the cellar. You know, mano a mano. We won't be longer than an hour. Us guys need our private time too, you know.
I understand. Are we still going back to New Hampshire on Sunday?
You, B, and Adam are, but unfortunately I have to stay here this week. More meetings are scheduled for this week. Believe me, if I could join you Sunday, I would. Anyway, next weekend I plan on making it a long weekend at the lake house. So, Adam, are you ready for an adventure? Follow me.
Stan says as he sets the alarms and walks them all to the elevator, first taking Evie upstairs and then descending all the way down to the 2 floors below ground with Adam. When Adam and Stan reached the lowest level of the building, the elevator doors opened up to the grand lobby that seemed somehow familiar to Adam. Although he didn't know why, he wondered if this place looked like something he had seen in a movie or video game before. He watched the door's security system scan Stan's eye from left to right. After several seconds, a beeping sound indicated entry was being allowed. The massive door's bolts slid sideways with a metallic bang, and then the double doors slid left and right, opening up into an immense chamber that automatically lit up for them. As they began their walk down the center of the columned auditorium, the cavernous room held the scent of recently burned incense and old mahogany paneling. A lustrous red area rug runner led them down the center aisle, towards the back of the room, where an archway fitted with neon lights caught his attention. The farther they walked into the hall, the more familiar the place seemed to Adam, but he was at a total loss as to why.
Wow, look at that lava lamp. This thing is sick. It's like a giant fish tank, but with lava. This is so cool.
Yes, Adam. This apparatus is so cool, and its purpose is even cooler. For one thing, this device tells us whether field probabilities in our current reality are deviating from the norm. We wouldn't want our world to become unrandomized or unpredictable, because contrary to popular belief, it would then become much harder to control.
Wow, I didn't know anyone could control our world. You know the world is quantum, and quantum mechanics does appear to be random. So right now, all we can do is calculate probabilities, not certainties.
Yes, it certainly does appear that way. However, there's a small but significant fudge factor that we can work with to sway things in our favor. That's how to control things, Adam.
Yes, but Stan, keep in mind that current research has muddied the waters in this regard.
Well, it very well does appear to be random, doesn't it? And the fact remains that certain conditions can affect its randomicity. That I know.
Are you talking about quantum contextuality? I'm confused. I've never heard the term randomicity before. Is this something new?
It's new to you, Adam, but not to some of the people I work with. What is quantum contextuality?
You know, the funny thing about quantum particles is that their state at any one moment seems to depend on what else is going on around them. Some physicists even believe quantum particles don't have an independent existence at all until they become part of an interaction, like when they are measured. I don't believe that at all. However, when factors within a measurement change, so does the context. I mean, it's like certain words in a sentence. Sometimes a word can mean one thing, and then, in another sentence within a very different context, that same word means something else. That's why the quantum eraser experiments work, because reality's physical record prints out in real time, with a once-in-a-while, a small transactional help from the future. Bohmian mechanics, on the other hand, is now going through a revival because of the recent experiments in fluid dynamics. A pilot wave that carries a quantum particle along is just like an oil droplet surfing on a liquid. It creates its own waveguide. The theory is fully deterministic, and my money's on that one. And there's another feature of the quantum world, one that lets us kind of pee behind the curtain, so to speak.
What is it, Adam?
It's the hidden but strong influence of contextuality on this reality. It's what is inside the magician's hat. If you want to know what's in the magician's hat, you have to tip it upside down. That's where you'll find the hidden variables. See, it's our reality's quantum computer, operating in real time, working its way through a deterministic program, already previously coded by the holy magician himself. At least that's what I think, but I could be wrong. A measurement on one entangled particle then narrows measurement options on the other particle. In that way, it's a change of context for the next measurement. This has already been thoroughly tested by performing thousands of sets of measurements. So this means that since randomicity, as you call it, appears to function within the limitations of contextual confines, then it's not truly random, right? Would that not be the case?
So what are you trying to tell me, Adam? That nothing is random?
Yes, I mean nothing is truly random, just random enough.
Good. Well, at least it's random enough to keep your video games running smoothly, right? This kid doesn't know it all. At least not yet. I will consult with an expert on this ASAP. In any event, young man, are you ready for an amazing adventure? Something I'm certain you have never experienced in your whole life.
I'm always ready for an adventure.
Then follow me.